Hey everyone, let me ask you a question. What's the one thing your customers can always count on from you? Today, we're going to break down an amazing tool that answers that exact question. It's called the Brand Promise. And trust me, it's way more than just a slogan. It's the internal guide that can get your entire team on the same page.
So, let's just jump right in. What do you promise your clients? I mean, really, what is that one thing they can absolutely, positively count on every single time they work with you? Just think about that for a second. Okay, but here's the real kicker. Does your entire team know that answer? I mean, everyone, from the person who just started yesterday to the CEO. And would they all give the exact same answer? You know, if there's even a little bit of hesitation there, you've got a problem. And that gap, that little bit of uncertainty, that's exactly what we're going to solve today.
All right, so let's start with the big idea here. Before we get into the how-to, we really need to understand the why. Why is having a clear, written-down promise more than just some nice corporate fluff? Well, because it's probably one of the most powerful tools you have for shaping behavior. I mean, just think about it in your own life. When you make a promise, you create an expectation, right? And to meet that expectation, you have to act in a certain way. It's the same for your business. This isn't just marketing talk for your website. It's an internal North Star that guides every single decision your team makes, day in and day out.
And this is where it gets really practical. A clear promise empowers your people to make smart decisions without having to ask for permission all the time. For your clients, it creates that consistency they absolutely crave. And it makes your standards crystal clear for everybody, especially new hires. It basically turns a fuzzy value like, "we care about our customers," into real, concrete actions. Okay, so we're all on board with why this is so important. Now let's get tactical. Let's actually break down the anatomy of a really effective promise. And the good news is, it's a super simple, three-part structure that you can use for everything you want your brand to be known for. Here it is. This is the blueprint. It's so simple. First, you've got the promise itself. That's the statement you make to your client. Second, you explain why it matters, both to them and to your own team. And third, and you guys, this is the most critical part, you define exactly what you do to keep it. This is how a promise stops being a guess and starts being proof. All right, enough with the theory. The best way to really get this framework is to see it in action. So let's just build one together right now. We're going to walk through crafting a single, powerful promise from scratch, step by step. So we start with step one, the promise statement. The key words here are short and clear. This is not the place for corporate jargon or buzzwords. It needs to be a simple, direct sentence that you could say right to a client's face without feeling weird. It's the headline for what to stand for. Let's use this example. We will always respond within one business day. Now, I know it's not flashy, it's not going to win any creative awards, but it is incredibly powerful. You know why? Because it's specific, it's measurable, and it directly solves a huge pain point for clients, that feeling of being ignored after you send an email out into the void. Okay, on to step two. Why does this promise even matter? This is where that alignment really starts to happen. For your client, it's simple. It gives them peace of mind and shows you respect their time. But for your team, it's just as important. It gets rid of any ambiguity. The goal is no longer some vague idea to be responsive. Nope, it's a clear, measurable standard that everyone can hit. And finally, step three. This is where the rubber meets the road. What do we actually do to guarantee this promise? See, this isn't about hoping we get back to people on time, it's about having a system. We use a shared inbox so nothing gets lost. We assign every single email to a specific person. We do checks at the end of the day. The point is, these actions are the tangible, undeniable proof that your promise is real.
So, you've crafted one promise. Awesome. But what's the end goal here? What does done actually look like? Well, you're not just making one. You're building a short, powerful list of promises that together define your entire brand experience. And look, you don't need 100 of these things. The sweet spot is somewhere between 3 and 7 core promises. That's it. This keeps it focused, it keeps it memorable, it's all about quality over quantity. These are the absolute non-negotiables that make you who you are. And this is basically what the final document looks like. A simple little table. You've got the promise, like "we are always transparent," then you explain why it matters. It builds trust, and then you list the specific actions you take. Upfront pricing, communicating delays. See? Anyone in the entire company can look at this one page and know exactly what is expected of them. No confusion. Okay, let's bring this all home. We've talked about the why, the what, and the how of brand promises. So what's the big takeaway? What's the one thing you need to remember from all this? It's this.
At the end of the day, a clear, documented set of promises is the single best tool you have for getting your entire team rowing in the same direction. It replaces guesswork with certainty, and that certainty is what builds absolute, unwavering trust with your clients.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. If you could only make one, what is the single promise that your brand absolutely must be known for? Start right there. Build out the why and the how, and I promise you, you'll be on your way to creating some seriously powerful alignment. Thanks for tuning in.